Welcome back to the Casual Chaos Podcast. I am your host, Jay Ash, joined as always by Jeff and Bubba. What is up, fellas?
What's up, Jay Ash?
Not much. How you doing, Bubba?
Doing good. Excited to be here tonight. I know we've got a pretty light slate, but you never know what can turn of a light slate.
Well, I mean, we got a lot of MLB games. I mean, there's not much
Yeah.
else, but we do have a lot of games. So,
Well, I think we're in for a treat because we just started this pod a few minutes ago. We had microphone issues. We had people calling in. We had listeners that were calling during the podcast, knowing full well this is recording hours. So shame on them. We're going to unsubscribe you, but we're going to hit you right back with that subscribe button. So have no fear.
what time is it, by the way?
It is 8:15 Wednesday, July 9th. Timestamp that. This is the Casual Chaos Podcast. We are the sports wagering community. This podcast is for the fans, the listeners, anybody who is into the sports wagering world. Please check us out on all the socials. Follow us at Casual Chaos Live, Instagram, X, TikTok, wherever you get your socials. If you are a avid listener and fan of the program, you probably listen to us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple. If you are new and this is the first time you're hearing us, doesn't get much better than this. So welcome aboard. Hope you enjoy the show. Producer Tyler's with us tonight. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, fellas? We got the crew back. We got the first episode post baby where we got all four of us back in each other's midst. So let's get talking about some sports. Let's get talking about some bets that we got maybe down the pipeline here. What's been going on, fellas? Bubba, I hope you had a good trip last week.
I did.
Let's get into some sports here.
Let's go.
Let's do it. We have any tickets to talk about?
We
two at least?
Light on the tickets, but we can talk about the two that we got. That's for darn sure.
Okay.
We can show some love here. We got unfortunately, we'll go to our first one here is Spanky. Spanky sent us a loss from right after we did the pod last week. So this is from last week. He had the Houston Astros getting a dub money line, and he had the Detroit Tigers money line. Both took the L. So unfortunately, he came out on the losing end right there for Mr. Spanky. And then we had our lone winner of the week. We had Johnny Hammer with a $1 bet. Hey, they all count, fellas. They do. It's not about the size. It's about the payout on the end. He had Cal Raleigh with a home run. That's an easy bet nowadays, it seems. Same with Aaron Judge, home run. And then he had Pete Alonso with pretty much one RBI or more. All hit. $1 bet paid him out $15.40. So a huge return on a $1 bet.
Yeah.
Add some zeros here in business, but good for the Hammer.
Maybe it was his last dollar or something like that.
Could have been, man. We've all been there. So.
Oh yeah.
Johnny Hammer doesn't worry about size of his bets. Don't worry about Johnny Hammer. He's going to be okay. So, all right.
So that's it.
At least the Hard Rock. At least from my experience, when it's down to like $1 like that or down to some change, it's always like at the casino on a slot machine. At least with this, you can throw it on a parlay like that and make some real money out of it. Because I've never hit on one of those like last ditch, ticket with 89 cents on it. Throw it in there. It's never happened. I'm sure somebody has, but
but to your point, your balance though. I think I've seen my balance at like 84 cents, like you're saying, because like you hit some weird payout, or you withdraw everything and you forget to withdraw the change. But they should have some type of little wheel on the app that lets you do something stupid with that.
Round up, round down,
right?
A coin flip
right.
app. A coin flip. You either round it up or it goes to zero.
You got 33 cents left. They won't let you place a sports bet, but maybe you can, triple it on a.
Well, that's what they do with slot machines, right? They if you don't have enough to make the bet, that's like a what do they call
fraction
it? A lucky chance. Like it's a lucky chance, right? Yeah, they should do the same thing. So.
Could we maybe convince them to turn it into a low interest savings account as well as an active gambling account?
This episode's brought to you by.
Yeah, it'll make conversations with my wife a lot easier. It's in the savings account.
Yeah, you don't understand.
What are you talking about? It's right there.
I love it. Hard Rock, you listening? Take notes.
We're getting
our friends at Hard Rock.
Not a sponsor.
Yeah, not a sponsor yet. It's coming. They dropped us for a minute, but All right. Well, let's. We're watching the Yankees, right, Jeff?
We are.
All right.
They're up 4-2. They got a young stud pitching, so it's always good to see.
Yeah,
Doing okay. Yeah,
I like it. Let's jump right into it. I mean, we're smack dab in the middle of baseball season. NBA kind of wrapped up. I think we hit it pretty hard last week, and there really hasn't been anything since we talked. Really,
just the OKC signing, right? Chet Holmgren, the 250.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
And also Orlando signed Paolo too, the same type of deal. So
yep, those rookie contracts kicking in.
Yeah,
so
that's amazing. Good for them.
Let's go ahead.
No, I was gonna say we were joking earlier. Me and Ash were joking earlier that those teams are not as cheap as they were 8 days ago. 8 days ago, all of a sudden their payroll is skyrocketing. So
right,
and they're actually pitching the Judge right now. They've walked them the first 2 times up. So let's see what happens here. Baseball wise, let's see. Oh no, back to NBA. You said there's not much going on. I mean, the only thing that's happened really since the last time we spoke, Ash, is the Heat trade, right? They got Powell, right? Norman, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, look, he's 35 years old at this point, so it's not a long-term thing, but he had a good year last year, and he should help them this season, depending on what else they do with their roster. But other than that, like you said, it's been a pretty quiet week for the NBA. So.
That swing right there. I thought that was it.
Yeah, I was gonna say as everybody's watching Judge.
I know I mentioned it. I mentioned it last week since we don't have a ton outside of the baseball. Joey Chestnut, is he the greatest athlete of all time?
No.
He's got to be in the conversation. You can't take any team sports. It's got to be individual game.
It's hard. It's hard to call that athletic, though. Is eating actually athletic? I don't know.
He does something I can't.
True. I don't disagree with that.
And in better shape than me.
Oh my God! You ever watch that guy? I'm sure you have. The beard.
Beard meets food.
Yeah.
I
mean, that dude is tiny and he's ripped and he eats more than I would ever eat.
A lot of these guys are. I mean, you have to burn those calories. You just can't live with that in your body. You would die more than likely.
Yeah. I would say, to your point, Tyler, I mean, he's up there. I mean,
most dominant athlete.
Well, I don't know. Floyd Mayweather was undefeated. He was undefeated. So it's
sure.
Get out. Oh no! I didn't
let's kind of look at it because we did touch on some hot dog eating science last week. So let's kind of bring science into this conversation. If you are consuming calories and not burning them, are you doing anything athletic?
Oh, he's burning. There's no way he's not burning calories. You chew gum, you're burning calories.
No, this isn't celery. This isn't where you're actually burning more calories by consuming the celery. He's putting in a full hot dog.
More.
Right. He's putting in what's a hot dog in a bun from Nathan's?
Oh, it's got to be 350, 400.
Yeah,
that's where I was thinking.
Let's go 300 and say it's low.
Yeah.
Right?
70 of them.
He just put down 21,000 to 22,000 calories. Okay, I'll give you he burned 400 in 10 minutes because it's just so hot out there.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
These guys are getting, a basketball player, a football player. People are getting IVs coming off the field because they've left it all on the field.
Well,
yeah, I mean, he's definitely impressive in the sense that he's never lost. I mean, it is a competition.
Well, he has lost.
Are you sure he's lost?
Yeah, he's lost a couple times. Not many.
He's never lost the Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
Yeah, he's lost 2 or 3 times.
I love it that the guys that actually do this show don't actually listen to the show if they have an off day. Last week it was Tyler who he was talking about Raleigh. The week before that we were talking about Raleigh. Now here's Bubba talking about Chestnut not losing when he has. Come on, guys, listen to the show. We need the viewership. Let's go.
Yeah.
I listen to this show.
I'm blaming Google for that because I just looked it up and it said he's never lost, which is bullshit. Because then when you read a little further, it says he has lost. So,
but yeah,
it's all in good fun. If he's the best athlete of all time, there's a couple guys that got ahead of him on the Mount Rushmore.
Sure, but, Tiger Woods. There's Michael Phelps. There's some guys in Usain Bolt.
I'd even put LeBron up there.
Floyd
team
Mayweather.
sports just get weird. Team sports just get weird with it a little bit more because you need other guys. He's just out there by himself.
He's
Yeah,
on an
just
island.
downing 70 hot dogs.
Just literally by himself. But
let's not. I mean, again, you named a lot of good names there, but let's not forget Carl Lewis. We got to throw that name in there too.
Sure. Did you see the hypothetical? Since we're just chatting about athletes, the hypothetical with Joey Chestnut and Usain Bolt. That's kind of taken over on I think
No.
TikTok and something. So the
No.
concept is, who wins in a race, a 100-meter race, Joey Chestnut or Usain Bolt? Before they can run, they have to finish a hot dog. Who wins the race?
One hot dog?
One hot dog.
Bolt.
See, I don't.
Easy.
No,
What?
I think you're nuts. Joey
agree.
Chestnut's eating that hot dog in 10 seconds. He's running, let's call it a 20-second 100-meter dash. 100-yard dash, 20 seconds,
Dude.
which is crazy long. So it's taking him 30. Usain Bolt might not be done with the hot dog yet.
Yeah.
Dude,
I see where you're going with that.
Tyler,
Like, he might not be done with the hot dog.
I could eat a hot dog in 10 seconds.
No chance.
Usain Bolt.
Zero chance. Zero
don't
chance.
Remember
And
though,
swallow?
Like,
no,
You have
no,
to finish
get
it.
it in your
The
mouth.
thing's gotta be
You have
gone.
to get it in your mouth.
soggy-
That's
No.
soggy.
You have to eat the hot dog. The hot dog's got to be gone.
No,
You have
if
to-
it's in your mouth, it counts
No.
in that contest.
Well, I'm not in
Well,
the
that's the
contest I'm
contest.
talking about. That's in the Nathan's.
You're
Yes.
saying open your mouth, nothing's in there.
You have eaten the hot dog, not the hot dog's in your mouth and you're chewing it. Because
I
you
still-
could just stuff your mouth and then go.
Has Joey Chestnut ever ran? Do we have any film
He's
on him
in
running?
he's in fairly
He's
good
the
shape.
greatest athlete of all time.
He's
We
in
just got done
fairly
sports
good
with
shape.
that.
All right, we're going way too far with this. I'll just say again, one hot dog, I still think Bolt would do it. But if you're saying like say 3 or 5 hot dogs, that's a different story. Obviously, you know. What I
At
mean?
the at the finish line, there's going to be a gorilla, and then 1,000 guys are going to come out, and they're
They
going to
could-
see who wins.
They could do this, by the way. This is one of those hypotheticals that could just absolutely happen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like
For sure.
it's not like you need a ton. Both
More
guys,
so
hey,
than-
warm up and just jog around a little bit, and then we're gonna give you a hot dog.
Yeah.
Like
I like
Usain
that.
Bolt, if he thinks he could win, Usain Bolt wouldn't have to really run, and Joey Chestnut's gonna have to sprint. Now, if it's
God,
200 meters or 400 meters, 400 meters, I think Usain could catch him in distance, just because he's not. He can't. He's triple the speed of him.
You know, 100 meters is a lot farther than people think it is.
Yeah, but
when you're talking about those kind of athletes,
It's not. He's just not going to finish the hot dog in time.
Yeah, but Joey might not make it. I mean, he'll get to 100, but he might start off on a pace where it looks like it's 11.5, and he finishes in 15.
Yeah.
That's fine. He's Usain Bolt might not be done with the dog. I think if you grabbed a hot dog right now and ate it, I bet you'd be longer than 20 seconds trying to eat it as fast as you could.
No,
He's-
I'm old, Tyler, and I don't have to prove myself in 100 meters anymore either. I just tore a hamstring thinking about it.
Exactly. It's just a fun hypothetical because I do think it could actually happen.
What
Yeah.
a sad day too, though. I'm gonna change subjects really quick. What a sad day for New York Yankee fans, right? LeMahieu getting sent down, probably gonna end up traded or.
It's not sad.
He wasn't sent down. He was cut, and
Cut.
It's just sad though. The guy was a 2-time batting champion. I mean, he's a good player. He was a good player.
He was.
Yeah, he's been hurt.
He hasn't been healthy in years, and again, thanks for changing the subject, by the way.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about topical stuff. Let's talk about DJ LeMahieu.
Well, he got cut today, so that's topical. I mean,
Yeah.
This is topical. Look, he was actually hitting the ball better this year than he has in years, but he was an absolute statue at second base, and
Yeah.
if he's not going to play the field, I mean, he's just not useful for the team. So yeah.
It was just sad to see him go because I know
The good news is he's getting his money. They owe him $7 million this year, and they owe him $15 million next year, and he gets that. So, it's not like he's in trouble financially. So
right.
Well,
right.
Speaking of second baseman, let's talk about last year's Yankee second baseman, Gleyber Torres, who's starting for the AL All-Stars. In the business, we call this a segue, guys, and we're segueing to Major League Baseball All-Star game coming up next Tuesday. So we have one last weekend before the All-Star break. We've got the American League starters and the NL starters. Where do you guys want to dive in here?
Are you asking who we think's going to win?
Just over. Anybody you think should not be starting, should be starting over them. You got an issue with the roster in any way, shape, or form. Whose roster you like better? again, topical conversation. We can go back to eating hot dogs.
You know what caught my eye is that that Soto isn't on the team. Obviously, that can change because if they could always add him if somebody bows out or whatever. But we joked about him getting off to a slow start. He's been on fire though for past 4 or 5 weeks. The interesting thing was he didn't get voted in by the fans, and he also didn't get voted in by the players. So
right.
Oh, Jazz won another one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
He likes being a second base.
Is he an all-star?
Yeah.
Yep.
He's an all-star. So yeah, Soto not making the team was probably the biggest surprise. As far as people making it, not making it, that was probably the biggest surprise to me personally. But as far as the rest of the team, there was a lot. It pretty much made sense for the most part. I didn't really see any. I looked at the supposed snubs this year, and it didn't seem like anybody that was
No.
Yeah, I looked at that list too, Jeff. I didn't see anybody that was like, "Oh God, this guy got screwed."
Yeah. Suzuki for the Cubs, right?
Yeah, he's one. He was the one guy.
But the thing is that he's got a lot of RBIs and he's hit like 24, 25 homers, but the rest of his numbers didn't match up with a lot of other guys. So
the Cubs got 2 starters out of it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I was happy for Acuna to see him coming back from the injury and getting right back in it. We can talk about him in the home run derby too in a couple minutes here. I'm looking at both lineups side by side right now, and I don't see anything weighted either way. But I typically, obviously the Yankee fan, we favor the American League, but I put a wager on the American League probably the last 20 years, and I think I'm 14 in the last 20. So
there you go.
Not too shabby.
Yeah,
not too shabby. But what do you guys think of the home run derby? Did you guys check out the participants?
I did, and it's not a sexy answer. Actually, before I go ahead, Bubba. Do you have a response there?
I haven't looked at the participants. I'm looking at them.
All right, now. So I'll skip you. I did look at them, and again, it's not a sexy answer, but I really do think Raleigh's going to win. So a lot of times the guy who's the favorite ends up winning that contest, unless they either shit the bed in the first round or they win. You know what I mean? That's usually the way it plays out. So
there's a Ray in there. There's a Devil Ray in there. Or Ray, I should say, not Devil Ray. Caminero's in that. I just saw the list.
Yeah, I think he got the nod today, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. Where's it at again? I'm apologizing. I'm drawing a blank. Atlanta.
Yeah, I like Acuna, hometown. He'll have some gas.
I can see him winning it. Yeah, I can see him winning it.
I think just the hometown feel, like he'll be trying to win that thing. Being in his home stadium.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen any odds for it yet.
He'll probably be I would guess he'd be the second favorite, right? If we had to guess.
If I had to guess,
him, maybe Woods.
Yeah, Woods huge. Dude's like 6'6".
Yeah.
He's got 23 homers. Raleigh's got 36. He's got 23.
The Rays guy's got 23, I think, too.
Buxton's
21.
got
21.
O'Neal Cruz at 16.
Acuna only has 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was hurt.
He missed a bunch of years.
Yeah, but they'll mess with his odds just because he's a hometown guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. All right, so no one's going out on a limb with anything sexy here.
No.
I'll throw one out. I think PCA will win the MVP of the All-Star game. Pete Crow Armstrong.
Yeah.
The dude's having a stud of like a crazy good season. The Cubs are kind of having, they got some dogs on that team. He's young. I think he'll be your All-Star game MVP. That's my out on the limb take.
Okay.
His parents dodged a bullet not naming him Jim.
That'd have been tough. No, it's not with an E. It's okay. It's not with an E.
I'm looking at, you know what? Atlanta. I might actually throw a little bit of Jazz on for MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think like 4 of the last 5 years anyway, it's not a starter usually. It's somebody who comes in the 5th or 6th inning and hits a jack to put them up or something like that. I mean, if you're going to start, you've got to go at least 3 innings. You probably have to get 2 at bats if you're going to and go homer, single.
Yeah, you got to hit a home
2
run.
hits. Yeah,
it makes sense. Yeah, makes sense.
So we'll have to wait and see on that. All right.
What did you guys like? Obviously, it's years back now, but did you like when the All-Star game had like meaningful as far as the World Series? Whoever was the winner of the All-Star game,
I didn't actually mind
division?
it.
I liked it kind of.
Yeah, I didn't mind it. But
I think baseball's the only sport that you can really kind of do it in.
Yeah.
But I kind of liked it. I get why a team would be maybe upset with that. Like if the Yankees in the 90s, early 2000s had 120 wins and we're playing the Diamondbacks with 85, we should get the fucking home game to not have Game 7 on the road here. I don't even know if that's how it all shook out back then, but
I was going to say, I mean, do they do it by record now? Because I remember before what you're talking about, they used to do it just rotate every year.
Right?
The NL, AL, NL, AL. Do they do it by record now that they did away with that All-Star thing?
Yeah, they do it by record.
They should be by record if it's. I mean, the All-Star game's cool, but I get why they stopped that. But I thought it was a cool concept for sure.
But the problem was the players didn't play any harder.
Yeah.
Right. It didn't change that. Everybody forgets. One of the main reasons why they call Pete Rose Charlie Hustle is because he almost killed somebody during the All-Star game. And I don't know if you, Bubba and Tyler, remember, but Jeff. I distinctly remember watching the last All-Star game that they thought they had to do it because it went 14 innings?
Yeah, I was about to say extra innings.
Right, they had no pitchers. That game was super competitive and super fun to watch. I watched the whole thing. You know what I mean? I was into it. The players were into it. They just ran out of arms.
Right.
So all of a sudden it became like, oh, we got to do something to change this. The players don't take it serious. It's like, what are you talking about? They just slugged it out for 14 innings.
Yeah,
they just poured their hearts out.
Yeah.
I think it was a cool concept for sure. I understand why they don't, but I thought it was cool.
I agree with you, Tyler, but I think most of the fans didn't dig it for whatever reason.
At least they didn't go to flag football.
Oh my God.
The NFL is just the worst with theirs. The NBA is pretty bad. They barely play basketball. The
MLB is just like the rest of them now, though. It's like it's a meaningless game.
Yeah. And that's a sad thing. I mean,
but you can't not play when he's throwing 100 miles per hour. You can't not go up there with like a little bit of fucking like pay attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you are in that starting lineup and you're batting in the first, 4 or 5 guys, then yeah, maybe you see that pitcher in the World Series. I mean, I don't know if who's starting for the NL or who's starting for the AL. Like maybe that's your chance to get some reads on them because you maybe don't face them. But yeah, that's the only benefit I see of why a guy would go up there like, hey, I'm going to take this at bat seriously, especially in the All-Star game where it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are obviously a little younger than me and Jay. I mean, we remember when that game used to be like a big deal. I don't know if you guys ever saw that game being like a legitimately big deal. It used to be a big deal back in the day. You used to get huge ratings, and most of that was because other than the World Series, you never saw the NL guys play against the AL guys.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So once they did the interleague play, it kind of took the juice out of it.
Yeah, the leagues mattered. I mean, it did. I mean, shit, it used to be 2 divisions, right? I mean, it's different times.
Yeah.
But back to how all these All-Star games kind of suck. Hockey tried to do.
They don't kind of suck. They suck.
Yeah, I don't watch them. I'll watch the MLB one, but I don't watch
the NBA is. I don't want to say I have the answer because I don't. But I've heard a lot of crazy different iterations and, everything they keep trying to do with the players picking the teams and now this weird point system and all that. It's actually really simple. No 3-pointers, period. Right. Or if you want to have 3-pointers, it's the fourth period with under 6 minutes to go. Like make them go play basketball. Right. Don't bring the ball 4 feet over half court and jack a shot. That's what everybody hates. And they all just stand around. Yeah. But
it's like literally who's going to shoot the ball the furthest. That's what the All-Star game is.
But make some rule. No 3-pointers until you're inside of 2 minutes of every quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely would be different.
And we'll see if people attack the rim a little bit more, or maybe people have a mid-range game. Maybe somebody's running some backdoor cuts. I don't know, but 147 threes from 52 feet is not fun to watch.
They just don't play defense.
It's awful. They don't play defense.
If the game meant something, sure, that's a great idea. But the game doesn't mean anything.
Well, so again,
nobody's going to be driving to the rim, risking an injury or no. That's just not going to happen. You're not going to see guys do that. So
again, and I apologize to pull the age card on you guys, but the way it used to be was, it would be freewheeling for the first couple of quarters, and then they would play
fourth
hard.
Quarter matters, right?
Yeah, they would play
hard.
but they don't do that anymore. I think, Ashton, I like your idea. I think maybe another option is to, and I know they've teased this, do the World versus the USA. I think that's another, at least maybe there'll be some competition there, just playing the different countries against each other.
They do that in the young rising stars. I think they do that, the World versus USA, and like the rookie sophomore, what used to be like rookie sophomore game. I think they do that as the World versus. I just don't think there's any. Those guys just aren't going to care.
Yeah,
I think that's the. I mean,
well, they don't want to get hurt.
They don't buy in. If they don't buy, well, they make too much money now too. That's half the reason of all these athletes don't want to get hurt. They're making $30, $40, $50 million.
They're barely playing in regular. They're barely playing in regular season.
Yeah. Most of those guys barely play defense in game 74.
No doubt. And we all sound like a bunch of old men here. Yeah. You guys are in your 30s, but you sound like old men too. So welcome to the club.
I have heard some NBA guys say that they should do like scrap a whole game and do like one-on-one. Like guys would get competitive with one-on-one because there's less likelihood of getting hurt. Maybe if it's just one-on-one, like what they do in like summer, like training and workouts and stuff, where it's like two dribble, like you got like 5 seconds with the ball, and it's just like a 1-on-1 to 11 bracket style. And if guys actually bought into it, and there's like you got to have a payout. These guys aren't going to do it without a $10 million, $20 million winner take all kind of thing.
That seems excessive.
Well, they're just not going to do it. They're just not going to do it without money.
How about horse?
How about two sides of the court, two guys playing horse? You can dunk, so maybe we get some creative dunks out of it.
Highlights. Yeah. Highlights.
Yeah.
I like that.
I think the NBA could afford to throw $10 million up for something like that.
Yeah, but you want to turn fans off even more. We're paying this fucking guy another $10 million because he just won in one-on-one.
They're winning money if they win the game, anyways.
Not a lot though.
But it's a $500,000.
Yeah.
They did the whole the Commissioner's Cup, or not the NBA's version of it. Those guys celebrated because they were all getting money.
Emirates.
Yeah, but nobody cares about that either. I mean,
I don't know. I think that was actually pretty interesting when they did it.
No, I was going to say
LeBron cared about it before
he hung
didn't
a banner.
care about ring culture.
They hung a banner at the Staples Center for that.
Did you guys hear that comment that Ash is talking about from LeBron a couple weeks ago?
Now rings don't matter.
Rings don't matter.
Yeah. Because he realizes he's never going to get enough to match Jordan, so they don't matter anymore. But anyway, so yeah, they're all screwed though. All these games are screwed, unfortunately. And again, like I said, it's sad because they used to actually be fun to watch. They used to be cool to watch, and they mean garbage, these days. So
they just took Schlitter out, and that's clearly his dad. His parents are going crazy.
Yeah, he actually he went to, I don't know if he went to high school in Massachusetts. Well, he should have. I guess he grew up in Massachusetts. He went to college in Northeastern, but I'm not sure exactly where he went to high school. So I don't want to.
He's a big boy. He's tall.
Yeah, he is. I don't want to speak out of turn, but grew up in the Northeast. So good to see it. Good to see him.
All right. Well, we got less than 2 weeks to most training camps. Anybody got any rumblings from their team? Anybody
just the fact
starting to get an itch?
The Bucks lost one of their best players.
Only for a few weeks, though, right?
Yeah. Only for but like this easily could be an 0-4 start.
Who got hurt?
Wirfs.
Their left tackle,
And the backup is no bueno.
Which I don't
was
like.
Hurt the end of last year.
He was hurt at the end of last year. Why aren't we getting that surgery?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why'd they wait until?
Yeah,
what?
Like he must have re-aggravated it, or something else happened in training or something. But
I mean, the other thing is they can't force the player to do it. That's the other thing, right? So he might have gotten advice to let's try to rehab it. Like it might, you might be able to fix it by rehab.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
Yeah, I mean that stuff happens all the time, unfortunately. So.
Yeah, who's the center that just kind of got forced to retire because of his knees from the Bucks?
Jensen?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got to remember Jensen didn't get surgery. He tried to do stem cells both times.
He played through it too in that Super Bowl run.
Yep. So I don't know, maybe him and Wirfs stocked. Who knows?
Yeah, could be.
Yeah. Somebody said
But somebody
that
was the only thing I had on the Bucks was that.
Somebody said Dak might actually play football this year, Jeff. I
Yeah, well,
not
he
sure if
did.
I believe it.
He said it. He said, "I'm healthy." You take him at his word, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So
The way too early line for the opening week of on my birthday, actually, on Thursday, September 4th, Eagles
Let's go.
Cowboys. Eagles -7.
is that
Eagles
in Philly?
-7
I
in
assume
Philly.
in Philly. Yeah.
In Philly.
Oh my God.
Over under
That gone?
46.5.
Oh my God.
That's a big number.
Yeah, 7's a big number for a
Who did
divisional
they-
game.
Who did they just bring in to give up this freaking home run?
I didn't see it.
Who
I
was
didn't
that?
see it. A Rosanna 2-run homer.
On the flip
He was
side,
on that list, Jeff. He was on that list of guys that got snubbed.
on the flip side of the Eagles Cowboys, that is a big line, -7. Chiefs Chargers is Friday night, and the Chiefs are only -2.5. You might want to hit that now early
Chiefs Chargers.
before
Yeah,
that
but
news.
the Chiefs don't the Chiefs struggle a little bit in the early
First
part of
game,
the year?
Typically,
You know,
they do.
Still
yes.
win 85% of his games, 90% of his games.
It's got to be in Kansas City, right?
It's in São Paulo,
Oh,
Whoa.
starting in Brazil.
Oh, that's a stay away.
Yeah, you take the
It's a
under.
complete stay away. Yeah, I mean, especially if it's the same field they played in last year.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
ugh.
shocked they keep doing these games, man. It's gonna
That's
take Patrick Mahomes tearing his ACL to stop them all.
I'm taking Najee over whatever the yards are for that game now.
Yeah, where's he?
I
Is
think
he in
that-
San Diego now?
Yeah, he's gonna like his new home.
Yeah.
So,
Harbaugh will use them, that's for sure.
yep, he's gonna run him into the ground.
Yeah, he is.
So, all right, well, let's shift gears for last time before bragging rights. We've got the British Open next week. Some just call it the Open now. I think it's lazy. But this week we've got a tune-up in Scotland with the Scottish Open. I'm all over the defending champion and runner-up from the previous year. So he's got a good track record here, and he happens to be Scottish. So I kind of like Robert McIntyre.
Yeah, safe bet at this thing. He always seems to, the last like 3 or 4 years, it seems like he plays well here. Obviously likes the course, knows how to play in those conditions, being from there pretty much. So yeah, that's I think you have to bet him, especially where he's at. What is he, plus 2250?
Yep.
I think that's really nice there.
He's plus 300 for top 10, which seems insane.
That seems wildly high. Sepp Straka, another guy maybe knocking at the door. He's had some good run. You always get. It seems like you always get a guy that plays really well in this, and then his odds will go crazy for next week. And just stay away from him if he plays well. A random guy, like you get a Sam Burns or something like that comes out and has a top 5 out of nowhere this week. Don't bet him next week. He's not going to do shit. Like it's just not going to happen. So just out of just trying to help the listeners out here, the Chaos faithful, don't bet the guy that comes out randomly top 5 this week.
Nobody's won both. No one's ever gone Scottish Open.
Yeah,
British
I think Ricky Fowler got close one
Close.
year. I think he won and came in like second or third, which is like the closest anybody's gotten. But that was the year that I think he came in second every major. For a whole year, I think he came in second or top 3 in every major. Never won one, but
what's the line on Rory not making the cut for both of them? Can we do that?
Let's see. We could see him not making the cut this week.
Well, whatever it is, I'll probably sprinkle on
Tyler, for a long shot this weekend, I like Aaron Rye.
He always seams to strike it well. I just can't get on board with the guy that wears 2 gloves. I just can't.
I hear you. He
wears
iron head covers and 2 gloves. I'm out.
To put a point on it, he's 50 to 60 to 1, depending on what book you're at. But last year, final round, he went -7 in that final round. He cracked the top 5. So
yeah,
I'm with Tyler on that. You wear 2 gloves, I'm out.
What was the old guy's name? Tommy Two Gloves.
Tommy 2 Gloves, Gainey.
Yeah.
But Aaron Rye's been playing great golf for like a year and a half. Like he seems to always be around it in the PGA Tour.
Has he won?
No.
Yeah, he's got one. He's got one win. Yeah, he's got one win.
Can you imagine?
He's always around
takes
it.
one of the gloves off.
Always seems to be around it.
You know?
He's got sensitive hands. He uses palm olive. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, and they're like rain gloves too. Yeah, he's a good shout. Alex Noren, I always love his golf swing.
Yeah.
It's so simple. He's kind of just been up and down, it seems like, for a while. But he's a guy that, again, in that similar, pretty big odds kind of guy that could maybe get a W. He'd be one to maybe sprinkle something on, a little small. If you got a bonus bet or something.
I'll tell you the longest shot I have. I've got him for first round leader at 50-1. That's through the Hard Rock had him at over, I think 1,100-1. Actually, no, I take that back. Hard Rock didn't have him on the board, which was weird. But top 10 at 10-1, and top 20 at, where am I here? At 375. Matteo Manacero, Italian golfers. I think he finished 15th here last year. But I look out for him this week.
Hey, I know you guys said McIntyre's like plus 2250. I'm seeing here 3,300 plus 3,300. Is it just different from book to book, or
probably?
Yeah, I got him at 2,500.
Yeah.
So.
And it's crazy we haven't even said the name Scotty Scheffler when you're talking golf, because he'll probably go out there and win this week.
Yeah, he's plus 450.
Yeah,
It's
probably go out there and win this week, win next week, and it'll just be back to the Scotty show.
Yep.
We haven't said his name in a while because he hasn't won in like his last three tournaments.
I think he played well last year at the Scottish Open, but I think that was the first time he played the course too. So it'd be interesting to see him coming back.
Yeah, that golf's just different, man. That golf's just different. You either can play in it or you can't. Like, those guys are just like, his thing will be dry if he can keep that driver out of the gorse and all that kind of stuff. He seems to have had some issues with his driver lately, driving the golf ball. So if he can just hit a little iron 280, 290 every time out there in that kind of weather, he'll be fine. He hits long irons better than everyone.
Is gorse Scottish for grass?
Yeah, it's like the thick stuff.
The gorse.
Thick with 2 C's.
That's awesome. Hopefully I didn't offend anybody. We got friends of the pot. We have friends of the pot headed over there.
Yes.
Okies headed over tomorrow. I think they're doing Dublin. I don't know if they're getting up to Scotland, but they're definitely going to be at the Open. And Tom and Olivia are going to be out there too.
Yeah, they're excited about it. They're doing a whole trip out there. They've been out there a couple times, not for the Open, but similar style. And I had no idea the Open does it very similar to the Masters, where you have a lottery system. So cool that I would never even think that they had that. But sweet.
Yeah.
That'd be a fun one to go to, but you just hope that it's one of the good weather days, because if you're sitting there playing in whatever weather comes their way.
Yeah.
So you hope you don't get that like hurricane-like wind and rain.
I will say before we jump, and hopefully it's nothing but rave reviews from them when they get back. But I know we got Beth Page this year, but I'm pretty sure it's Ireland 2 years from now for Ryder Cup. That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah. I wanted to really try, me and the wife, to get to the one in Rome last year. That one would have been sick, but we took it on the chin in Rome, so that wouldn't have been that much fun.
That's 6 months no drinking prior to going, and probably 9 months afterwards. It's a long weekend.
Yeah.
Bail money in various currencies. Could be a problem over there.
Beth Page will be fun. I've heard it's just a bear to get in and out of. So like if you are going to it, it's like kind of tough to get in and out of where Beth Page is. So that's the only thing that stinks about there, but it's going to be rowdy. That's for darn sure.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be Rory McIlroy at Beth Page Black.
No, he's going to have to call somebody.
He might fight people.
Yeah. He might actually call Joey Chestnut to get some mental help, and
he would never eat hot dogs like that, Jay. He would never. Too mentally weak.
He just needs to work on his intestinal fortitude.
Some guys are just built different.
Poor guy. All right, let's get on to bragging rights. Let's get out of here before we start talking about crazy stuff.
Start.
Hey, the 4th of July is hot dog eating. It's the best sport on that day.
I fired up a few that weekend, so
there
I'm
you
waiting.
go. There you go. Bet you didn't get any under 20. Here's Jeff's bet here. Here's Jeff's what we're looking at for this week. Jeff, why don't you run us down on your bragging rights here?
Well, I got the Rockies and the Red Sox over 9 runs. I'll take a look at what that's at here as I'm talking.
5-0 in the top of the 7th.
Okay, so not looking good, but not awful. Mets, Orioles.
Sorry, Abreu homered.
All right. Oh, there you go. Oh, good for you. Good for you. Mets. I got the Mets Orioles over 9.5 runs. That game got postponed today. They're playing that tomorrow. I've never had this particular situation with this particular book, so I'm guessing that that'll move that game, that this will still be part of the parlay, but I guess we'll find out. And then I got Judge hitting a home run. He got walked the first 2 times he came to the plate, and then he lined out to deep left field the 3rd time. So he's probably got one more at bat to come through for me. And then finally, I got the Diamondbacks and the Padres also over 8 runs. So a lot of overs on this ticket here, and plus the Judge homer. We'll see how it plays out.
Rooting for you. Need some runs in that Red Sox game.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. 25 pays 517, so it's plus 1900 basically for the ticket. Yeah,
I like it.
Very
Sorry
nice.
for the outburst there. I just saw that $1 throwaway actually came in.
No worries. Congrats.
What a country.
Yeah,
Well,
for
Jay,
100.
yeah, there you go. Take us off to your bet here that you got here for bragging rights.
Yeah, trying to stay hot. That screen's a little blurry here. It's coming through. Yeah, I couldn't avoid putting a lot on tonight. Just not much going on other than baseball, and I certainly wasn't getting into tomorrow's table tennis. So we got the Yankees money line. Just win the game. They just scored another run, so 7-4, looking pretty good there. I've got the Red Sox minus 2.5. So I brought that to plus odds. They're up 5-0. I've got the Royals minus 1.5. So I got to win by 2 there. Brought that. That's a plus odds. And then I mentioned them in the segment prior. Robert McIntyre, top 10. So that's going to bring the total ticket to 25, winning 640.
There you go.
That's looking good right there.
Yeah, I'd love to get those first 3 and just Robbie Mack for the whole weekend.
Oh,
that's all you're looking at.
Yeah, and you didn't mention it, but the Royals are up 3-0. So the three baseball games right now, you're in good shape.
Yep. Yeah.
Very
well,
nice.
let's go Scotland. I'm going to watch a lot of train spotting and smoke some cigarettes this weekend.
You'll be up at 3 a.m. watching the first round. We got Bubba's to round us out here.
All right. I've got I'm in trouble here. I've got the Marlins down 6-0 and going into the 7th inning. I've got them just to win the game at plus 127.
Oof. That
That doesn't look good. I need a huge comeback from them. I've got the Nationals to win the game. They were an underdog. They're up 6-1. So that's good. I've got the Rangers, which hasn't started yet, to win, and they're playing the Angels later this evening. And then I've got the Atlanta Braves minus 1.5, which that game hasn't started yet either. Those are West Coast games. So I really need the Marlins to show up and make a comeback here. They had their, one of their best pitchers on the mound, so I figured they might come through as an underdog, but he's getting smacked around. So 25 was going to win me 572. Still a chance, but I've seen crazier things.
All right. Well, Ash obviously looks like he's in the best shape right now. So
yeah, he looks good. There's gonna be a lot of eyes locked on golf for sure.
I appreciate it, guys. I've been working out and really watching when I eat. So we're trying to keep it thin. Oh, we were talking about the bets. Let's go. Is that Rick Fox in the front row?
no.
Like a stunt double.
Yeah.
Come on. All right. Well, let's get out of here. Thanks for joining us. Follow us on all the socials at Casual Chaos Live, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, wherever you get your socials. Keep listening to us on all the places you get your pod, Apple, Spotify, YouTube. If you're going to YouTube, do us a favor. Hit subscribe. It's still free. We're not going to charge you. YouTube's not going to charge you. If you're checking out our shorts, please like them. Also hit subscribe. If you're checking out our Instagram and TikTok, might as well check out the pod. We'd love to have you. So
I love it.
We'll be recording next Thursday. That is locked, baked, wrapped, not going to change. So we'll put that up on Friday. This pod will air Thursday the 10th. Thanks for having us, everybody. Fellas, great job.
Judge would have doubled on the line to end the show. All right, boys. Have a good night.
We like it.
See you guys.
Yep.
See ya. Hi, everyone. This is Jay Ash, one of the hosts of the Casual Cast podcast you are about to listen to discusses gambling and wagering on sporting events. Please be advised the gambling and sports wagering content during this podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only and does not constitute financial or gambling advice. Sports wagering involves significant risk. If you choose to gamble, please do so responsibly and only gamble with funds that you can comfortably afford to lose. All opinions, wagering tickets discussed, or implied wagers on the Casual Cast podcast are not guarantees to result in financial gain. You must be 21 years or older or of legal gambling age in your jurisdiction to participate in sports wagering. Please verify the gambling and sports wagering laws and regulations within your jurisdiction prior to placing bets. Listeners are solely responsible for their own wagering decisions and outcomes. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, help is available. Call or text the National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-426-2537. We encourage everyone to engage with sports betting responsibly. The host and the Casual Cast podcast assume no liability for any losses incurred as a result of listening to this content.